turn into one of those guys. Now listen to my record. And what about this?
And then when the one part comes up that you're not happy with.
This. You hear that one?
I always like it when you're like, wait, listen to this.
Yeah,
and then when it comes to part that's not that good, you're like, oh, how's your grandma?
Yeah.
How's your...
Oh, fuck.
We can listen to anything you want. This could be short.
Okay, well, let's start with neopunk.
Sounds good. And I got the stems. I have the whole record up here so I can solo anything.
Once in a while, solo the fucking drums.
Sounds good.
That's Travis?
That is Travis on that one.
That's Travis.
And he's doing the right thing.
Hey! Table breaking. That's the best thing ever. That's what it's supposed to do to you.
Solo the drum.
One bar at halftime.
Yeah, halftime.
I was thinking, like, coming over here, like, what would be cool to talk about, and, you know, I'm sure we could just wing it and be fine.
Yeah.
First thing I thought about was your connections to, you know, to music, to the people that you play for, to the audience, and the way you think about them.
I was from a trailer park in Ypsilanti Township.
Yeah.
You know, and I felt I didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
How do I?
Yeah.
You know, it was very serious and everything,
Yeah.
and a little nerdy.
Yeah.
Didn't want to be. The first song I ever wrote before the Iguanas, I called it "Why Do You Hate Me?"
Yeah.
It was like, "Why do you hate me?
Yeah.
Why do you hate me? Why do you hate me like you do? Someday I'm gonna come and I'm gonna get you."
That song needs to be recorded for posterity.
Right, there you go, you know.
Yeah.
But anyway, I was writing, I suspected I could write. And so I started trying to goad these brothers into doing a band with me. They were high school dropouts.
Yeah.
You know, I actually graduated high school. So it's a little different. They were a little looser than me.
Yeah. You know, when I listen to the Stooges, I feel like, and it's something that I aspire to myself always, like something I'm a student of, is a band is always more than the sum of its parts. There's like this thing that you can't really control. There's this, I don't know, spirits, whatever the fuck you want to call it.
Yep.
And you might look at this differently,
Yeah.
but got to a place beyond thought. It's beyond something you can talk about. It's beyond something you can discuss or think.
Yeah.
It's like a magic place,
Yeah.
a feeling where you're surrendering to the fucking universe and letting it take you.
Yeah.
And I wonder, like, is that something that resonates with you, or is that
Well,
a feeling that you can describe at all?
It was, we knew we were different.
Yeah.
Put it that way.
Yeah.
That's another way to,
Yeah.
you know, as Scotty used to say later in the, we just weren't like the other bands, man.
Yeah.
You know, we got signed because the MC5 was letting us, they thought we were interesting, and we were opening for them a lot. This guy, Danny Fields, who was sent out from New York to check them out, saw us and recommended somebody sign us.
Yeah.
Jack Holtzman, one of the giants of, you know, of the industry in the last 50 years, came out, and we were playing in Ann Arbor. We had 2 songs that night. One was called Asthma Attack. I would always make up the lyrics and then throw them away, right? And improvise. So Asthma Attack was sort of like da 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 over and over, da 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 da, and then I go like, you know, and shit like that.
Yeah.
We had that, and we had one called Goodbye Bozos, which was like a Bo Diddley or Pharoah Sanders type of a beat, where I'd sing rhyming couplets, usually insults. And then the big number was, it was the music at the end of Anne that we had. I always liked Ravel and his bolero, so it was we did a bolero, boom, 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 over and over, and I would sing about being sick. So they saw us, and you know, he's given interviews since Holtzman said, I just didn't know what to do or what to think about this, but I thought, okay, give him $5,000 and record him.
I remember it was a big lesson for me, and I think probably for a lot of people who grew up when I grew up. We came up, you know, loving punk rock and playing this real aggressive, very forward, you know, music, and the Stooges were like the fucking band, right? Because it's like this energy. But then when I saw you guys play, and I saw Scott and Ron play, funky R&B,
exactly,
fucking, and I realized like all the power is in the relaxing, like, because you know, I'm just like, I always had this fucking energy, like I just want to kill, fucking destroy, but the energy, the real power was in fucking, what's the hurry? Get into it, man. Get deep.
And they were that way in every other aspect of life. You know, so that you couldn't hurry them to do anything. You know.
You were able to move forward, and no matter, I don't know, like whatever your relationship was with the world, with drugs, with your romance, with yourself, but able to go forward and continue to make records that were really fucking groundbreaking records.
I'm a lot like a groupie. I just, you know, groupies get a bum rap. I like to hang out with musicians, first of all. It's just, those are my preferred kinds of people. And I like to be around music. I just have a lot of enthusiasm for any kind of nice piece of music I hear that's really good. I've always been amazed at like Dionne Warwick doing Bacharach. You know, I hear that, oh, whoa, you know? That helped me kind of keep going. I didn't really have to, I wasn't just stuck into one thing, you know?
Got a new album.
Yeah,
it's cool, man. I listened to it a couple of times through, fucking rocking. I wouldn't expect any less. How was the experience making it with our boy Andrew?
Andrew is a great producer, and he's a musician type of producer. He's a very, very gifted musician. I get an email from Danger Mouse saying, well, Morrissey's asking for your contact. He mentioned Andrew. He said, it's with this extraordinary producer. And I got the track, and the track was fucking slamming. I didn't expect that. I'm taking aim at a big asshole. Fuck, you know. So that led to have a phone call with the producer. Within 5 minutes, he's asking me very personal questions about my entire career. You know, how did you feel when so-and-so did this to you? And well, you know, slow your roll there, kid, you know. And then he said, what I want to know is, are you ready?
can't help myself. I'm unapologetically a fan. I'm wearing an Iggy Pop shirt right now. Anytime I get a chance to work with someone who I absolutely idolize, who's meant so much to me, I want to just know as much as I can. So maybe a little too quickly, we started talking. I just started asking him questions. And he started answering them. It just occurred to me, it was like, how about I make you some other tracks? How about I just make you some music? If you like the way this one sounded so much and you had so many questions, like, how about I make you some tracks? Would you like that? And he's like, sure. He was into it.
He'd send me a track, and I'd play it through a little speaker, and then I'd record myself on the computer singing along to that. You know, it's very, very bad quality, low tech, but we did most of the writing that way. With some of them, the one like Frenzy was just obviously, I know all the guys. The only guy who played on the record I hadn't met was Chris Chaney. And well, I hadn't met Josh Klinghoffer either. Chad I knew, and Duff I knew quite well from Guns N' Roses. I hung out with him a lot when they were sort of a young band and they played on my record and blah, blah, blah. So, you know, I could hear these were like, they were like going for it. That's not really like most people call singing. You know, that's not singing. I got a dick and two balls, that's more than you all. You know, that's something else.
He's an amazing singer. And it's funny, right? It's like one of those things, like kind of like on a song like Morning Show. If you say like, he sounds like Johnny Cash, you just close your eyes, like you could picture Johnny. Yeah.
The hurt that's in my face didn't come from outer space.
And his voice has changed, and he is getting older, and I think hearing that in his voice, especially on a song like that, it adds to the gravitas of the lyrics and what he's talking about.
Cry, I'll fix my face and go and do the morning show. I'll fix my face and go. Time to do the morning show like a pro.
Morning Show, it's just kind of a sad ballad. I was on my way that morning to do a commercial. I was on about a 10-lane stretch of the freeway. You know, when you're on a major area where it's so many lanes, and there's nothing but concrete, and there's not even a fucking tree, you know, and it's in the morning, and it's just like, I would rather be at the beach and everything, and I thought, wow, like in life, I've learned often, however I feel, start in the morning, put on a good face. If you're not in a good mood, fool yourself. Fool yourself, motherfucker. Don't get down. Don't let yourself get down, you know? So I thought the device of them, you know, you see those morning shows. Hi! How the fuck did that? I don't know how I did it.
Well, it's like fake it till you make it.
Like 5 in the morning and everything. Oh, shit, you know.
It's gonna hurt, I know. Time to do the morning show like a pro. Oh no.
He started sending me these very big, full-throated rock tracks, and I don't really have those rock chops, you know, but I sang them somewhere between how I ever have and maybe a little stronger.
Yeah.
And I thought it fit pretty good.
It was cool to hear that. It's a short song.
Yeah.
I think it's called "Letters to Andy."
Oh, the
You're
letter.
reading,
news
from the
for
newspaper.
Andy.
News for Andy. Yeah.
Well, that was because I was telling Andrew, when I was making Funhouse,
Yeah.
Stooges stayed at the Tropicana Motel. Around the pool, there's a horse-shaped. That's the hoi polloi part of the hotel. Around the pool, a little shitty motel pool.
Yeah.
And all the rest of the rooms was Andy Warhol, Paul Morrissey, Joe D'Alessandro, Jane Forth, and the whole cast of Heat. They were making the Warhol film Heat. So,
In the house that I used to live in, by the way.
really?
Yeah, my old
no
house was the
kidding.
Heat house.
Wow.
Yeah. But anyways.
Well, so one day I was swimming underwater laps of the tiny pool, and when I came up for air, he went, "My, you swim well." That was his comment. So I thought, well, it's okay to talk to him. So I went over to he had his door open one afternoon, and I went over and said, "Hey, how you doing?" And we chatted, and he said, Why don't you just, I don't see why you don't just open the paper and read what's in the newspaper to your music.
Yeah.
And that would be the song, and I told Andrew about this. He wanted to try that.
If your psychologist or therapist think that you need medication, that is a great reason to come to Elevate Psychiatry. We will work with the referral source to come to a consensus diagnosis and a treatment plan that will allow you to feel better, faster.
These days, the nearest print newspaper to hand is usually one of those free handouts.
Yeah.
There was an advert for a psychiatric venture by some guy who has realized that he can sell psychotropic drugs by it's an email drug hustle if you listen closely.
It's like a prescription.
Yes. And another one was, one of those, have you been in an auto accident?
Yeah.
And the other one is get cash for your luxury goods.
Yeah.
Right? Because you're broke, right?
Yeah.
Have you been in an auto accident? Get cash for your luxury brands.
So that one was, I don't think he had, I think I just recited that and he did that music around it. And I'm fond of it because it's just music.
Yeah.
It's not, what kind of music is that? God damn it.
I think that's what struck me.
Yeah,
about it,
it's
too.
just music and it's perfect.
Think with somebody like who, is in the latter part of their career, I think it's very important for, even if the music is happening quick and the energy is there and the creative stuff is like bam, 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 just taking your time to go through it, no pressure. It was a big part of this, and I think it allowed him to really relax and have fun.
Andrew never pushed me in the wrong spots. A lot of other guys would maybe say, look, we've seen the animal, but you're an intelligent human being, and people need to know this. So let's make a record where, that would be one approach. Like, it's always like, oh my God, it's Iggy Pop. What do we do? Well, I was in it with Slipknot yesterday, and they jumped halfway up the wall when they did their track. Are you going to jump halfway up the wall? It's like, geez, I'm not in the army here. You're not my drill sergeant. You know what I mean? And so I always felt relaxed with Andrew. I felt free, And the other thing is just there's a lot of energy in those tracks. It's funny, it's like, how many, there's probably 300,000 drug experience songs out there. But this is just a simple one, and broke it down into the 3 stages, which is first you do it with your friend, and then after you've done it with your friends a few times, I think I'll just go do this by myself. So the second time you do it in bed, and then the third time, shit, I haven't got any. And then there's like, whatever, I can't fuck because I haven't got any. I can't think because I haven't got any. I can't play because I haven't got any. I can't live. You're strong out, Johnny. Most of the songs on this were the first take. To me, it's a performance. It's just like doing a gig. And I rehearse, I have my ways to rehearse with the thing and everything, and internalize the words, and then ready, set, go! And that's how I do them. Yeah. And then he would ask me for little extra things.
I know that he's a first take guy too. I mean, he's always telling me, we made the record in 1 week,
Yeah.
Like, how the fuck did you do that? I don't know.
And then he started pushing me a little bit, like I have a little stooge in me too, So like I'm the kind of guy. Look, we can have maybe just 8 songs on the record, and 1 would be instrumental or something. It's good. No, come on, we're gonna do more tracks. We're gonna do more and more and more. And I think one of the best stuff I ever do has to do with some collaborator like Andrew will kind of get a whiff of me, and they'll start thinking, you could do anything with this guy.
Sometimes I feel like I have imposter syndrome a little bit, It's like, why the fuck am I getting to do this? Why is Iggy Pop doing a fucking vocal take with his shirt off and then saying, hey, was that good enough to me? Who the fuck am I to say that was good enough or not? I'm just like a witness, Sometimes I feel like I'm in the front row.
The Regency that ends the thing is kind of a life summation, because at that point, Andrew wouldn't leave me alone to do, we need one more song, we need a big song, and he sends me this just mammoth slamming slab of Southern California energy. It's like Gorillaz made it or something, but it also has all these different parts. Yeah. And I was like so tired. I was so tired of, Andrew's energy. It's a lot of energy, unstoppable energy. Can't we quit now? I remembered I received an open letter from Bono. I'd never had an open letter before.
What does that mean?
Exactly.
The fuck is an open letter?
It means they're writing you a letter in public so that everybody sees it,
Okay.
right? The gist of the letter was he put forth the proposition.
Yeah.
He said, in rock and roll or popular music, there is a sort of regency in which certain people occupy the castle and pull up the drawbridge. And it seems to me that when you hurtle yourself head first into the crowd, you are throwing away your crown, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So the Regency is my answer.
That's your
record.
public response.
Yeah, which is
It's an open letter.
Fuck the Regency.